Today I'm going to walk you through a head-to-head of the big players making AI avatar videos, HeyGen, Creatify, and Synthesia. And then I'm going to show you how Vizard fits into the whole workflow and honestly makes life a lot easier if you're trying to turn long-form content into consistent short-form posts. I've been messing with all of these tools like a normal creator, testing features, breaking things, and figuring out what actually works in real-world content pipelines. So let me jump in, show you what I like, what bugs me, and ultimately what I'd pick if I were running a channel or agency and needed to scale content without losing my mind. All right, first up, HeyGen, often called the elephant in the room for a reason because it is undeniably impressive. The video quality, the massive range of avatars, and the UGC-style templates are all super polished and ready to use. One wild feature they've got is photo to video, where you can upload a single static photo and have it animate and speak your script. I tried it with an AI-generated headshot, and it actually produced a surprisingly usable, clean clip. It is pretty neat for quick, snappy pieces or testing new content ideas before committing to a full production. You can change backgrounds, swap avatars, choose different UGC vibes, and the user interface is fairly intuitive for most people. For creators who want lots of output, one of HeyGen's killer selling points is that some of their plans let you make unlimited videos each month. That alone makes it incredibly attractive if your goal is to pump out daily clips consistently without worrying about quotas. But, and there's always a but, not every avatar lands perfectly every single time. Some of the faces and voices still feel a bit flat or hollow, and sometimes the lip sync or emotional nuance is just slightly off. So you do get hit or miss drafts that definitely need some extra polishing before you can post them publicly. Next up is Synthesia, and hands down, their avatars are the most realistic I've seen on the market. If you're chasing pure realism for high-end client work or enterprise explainers, Synthesia often looks the cleanest. I ran a few client pieces through it, and the result had that subtle human cadence and facial movement that really sells trust. The problem is that their pricing and minute caps can get pretty stingy and restrictive very quickly. Their starter plans give a small allotment of minutes per month, which sounds fine until you realize that's nothing when scaling social content. So yes, it is the best looking output, but it can become prohibitively limiting if you actually want to publish regularly. Creatify sits somewhere in between, making decent looking videos and offering some straightforward, simple templates. Their pricing uses a credit system, which I personally find kind of annoying because credits can be confusing when forecasting monthly output. For some creators it's fine, but I'd much rather pay for predictability and ease of use. Creatify is definitely a solid tool, but nothing about it quite screams unlimited content machine for the power user. Across all three tools, there's one universal weak spot: AI voiceovers that can sometimes sound unnatural. The avatars can look great, but the voices often sound synthetic, with weird pauses or that robotic monotone in certain sentences. I found myself fixing audio in an editor more than once to get that perfect, natural human sound. 2 pro tips that help a lot. 1. Use a higher quality voice cloning engine, as the fidelity is leagues above the built-in options. And 2. Download the generated clip, toss it into any simple editor, and slightly speed up the voice track to tighten the pauses. It is honestly dumbly effective. Speeding up a voice track by just a few % makes it feel way more human and engaging. Another important takeaway: if you want to clone your voice or get a custom avatar to perform well, record long, high-quality source footage. A minute or 2 at least with good lighting and clear audio really helps the AI learn your patterns better than short clips. Okay, so we've covered the avatars and the voice work, and here's where Vizard comes in to save the day. Vizard is not trying to replace HeyGen or Synthesia, it complements them by fixing the distribution and scaling headache. Think of Vizard as the engine that extracts all the best bits from your long videos and turns them into platform-ready clips. It finds the viral moments, trims them into tight segments, and gives you a cue to post without babysitting every clip. If you're a creator who records hour-long live streams or tutorials, Vizard will pick out the high-engagement snippets automatically. Feature-wise, there are 3 things I keep coming back to: auto-editing, auto-scheduling, and the content calendar. First, Vizard automatically identifies highlight moments and outputs ready to post clips for any social media platform. Second, you set how often you want to post, and Vizard handles the scheduling so you can keep a steady cadence easily. And third, the content calendar is a centralized place to preview, tweak, and publish across all your socials. Why that actually matters? All those avatar platforms are focused on creation, but they don't solve the distribution problem. If you're manually exporting, trimming, and captioning dozens of clips a week, you're just wasting your valuable time. Vizard automates that whole middle step, which is honestly a game changer for anyone managing a content pipeline. Workflow example: record a 90-minute interview, upload the raw file, and let it auto-detect highlights for you. For the avatar pieces, you can still use HeyGen or Synthesia to create them, then put those through Vizard for final touches. Let me give you a few practical tips I've learned. Use Vizard to find the viral moments first, even if you add an avatar later. Export the chosen clip from Vizard and replace or revoice with a better TTS if your avatar platform's voice sounds off. Then re-import the clip back into Vizard for final captions and scheduling, which makes the whole process super seamless. For cloning yourself into an avatar, give the tool a long, high-quality recording so it has enough data to learn from. Pricing reality check. HeyGen is great for volume. Creatify is okay, and Synthesia is top tier for realism, but can be limiting. Vizard's true value isn't just in remixing avatars, it is in multiplying the content you already have. For creators who need volume and consistency, Vizard turns the I have one long video problem into a daily post machine. A couple of last pieces of advice. Don't be afraid to mix and match these tools based on what you specifically need. Always keep an ear out for audio weirdness, and remember that sometimes the solution is as simple as trimming a few seconds. So to wrap up, HeyGen is huge and flexible, Synthesia is realistic, Creatify is serviceable, and Vizard is the secret sauce. If you want to produce more content without doubling your workload, slot Vizard into your pipeline and let it handle the heavy lifting. Hit me up in the comments, tell me what you're trying to do, and I'll point out the exact combo I'd use for your workflow. Seriously, if you're drowning in footage, there's an easier way to turn that mountain of content into daily posts starting today. Later, everyone, I've got some clips to auto-schedule.